All right, let's take a look at what we're going to see Tuesday here on our program. More than 3.5 million Americans are living with an autism spectrum disorder.
Are you pretty confident that one day there will be a cure, and that cure may very well be connected to this treatment?
I think so. I think we're getting closer.
Simon, was that an easy?
I think I would love to say yes. I think that this opens a lot of doors.
They're stopping just short of calling it a cure. Correspondent Michael O'Cous shows you how early and intensive intervention may actually help children at risk for autism. Autism and intensive intervention. That's Tuesday here on America Tonight. Well, finally tonight, earlier this year, we brought you the story of a California man who was serving as a model for autistic adults leading independent lives. Sadly, Brandon Kramer has passed away. America Tonight correspondent Chris Beery reports that he blazed a trail for other autistic adults and their families.
In Santa Monica on Sunday, this community honored one of its own.
There's a lot of tears here today, a lot of heart.
Brandon Kramer made a distinctive and unusual mark here, standing up for himself and other adults with autism.
As often as he was smiling, it always disturbed me just a little bit because he was a Clipper fan and I'm a Laker fan.
And the Southern California town took notice. Local activist Jerry Rubin organized the memorial service.
It was the honorable and right thing to do. And if Santa Monica, Promenade, were a 3-block long island, it probably and rightly could be named Brandon Kramer Island. This was Brandon Kramer's world in many ways.
In a visit last February, Brandon Kramer gave America Tonight a guided tour of his world as an adult coping with autism.
What is this called here?
Oh, the Promenade. It's like a outdoor mall, and it's easy for me because I can walk everywhere, and it's nice.
Good place for you to be independent.
Exactly, because there's everything for me to do.
Brandon spent his days walking the crowded streets of Santa Monica because epileptic seizures left him unable to work. Fewer than 1 in 10 autistic adults hold a full-time job. Sometimes he would run errands and fetch coffee for the jeweler, visit with the paramedics who had rushed him to the hospital after his seizures, and even hang out with the cops.
I would see him daily on the promenade when I either walked or rode the bike down the promenade, and he would make a beeline to me with a smile and tell me what was going on the promenade.
He would always gravitate towards us, and it was such an amazing person, such an amazing man to see how happy and content he was with his life despite his challenges, and so he always brought hope to everyone that he touched.
So thanks for letting us come to your apartment.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Brandon lived here in a small but cozy apartment in a public housing project.
This is my stereo and my entertainment center.
Your entertainment center is right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my chair and my bed and my lights and my computer table. And
oh, nice.
On his own for 16 years, Brandon treasured his independence.
Yeah, I like it a lot because I can come and go as I please. I don't have to worry about, and I just feel happier.
And you don't have to worry about somebody checking up on you. You're your own man.
Exactly.
One of his favorite gadgets was this bright red button, familiar from a TV commercial. He told us it brightened his mood.
That was easy.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, and then I have this thing that makes me feel better too.
But things were not easy for Brandon or his mother, Amalia. As a newborn, he was tiny, barely 5 pounds. And from the time Brandon was a toddler, his mother knew he was not developing like other children.
I noticed his speech, or lack of it. Words would come out jumbled, mixed up. I thought, though, when he was 2.5, it would be really a good thing for me to put him in preschool or nursery school. And when I did that, the teacher said, he won't play with anybody. He just plays on the side. over and over and over again.
By the time Brandon was 9, he was having seizures. The diagnosis, epilepsy. Back then, a doctor urged his mother to keep it secret. But Brandon continued to struggle in school. Socially, he was awkward, an easy target for bullies.
He wanted to play basketball like the other kids, and he'd play basketball, but his eye-hand coordination was so poor that he had very slow movement, and therefore he couldn't make a basket, couldn't catch the ball. And the kids were smart. They knew that he couldn't catch the ball, so they just throw it at his face, and he couldn't stop it in time. They had broken his nose several times.
Eventually, Brandon was diagnosed with autism.
Can't make a friend, communication difficulty.
He had all the attributes of an autistic person.
Every single one. I remember being so relieved and yet saddened at the same time.
For Amalia Starr and other parents of autistic children, support from public education typically ends after high school. Most states stop special education at age 18. A few, including California, provide some support until age 22. Then the families are on their own.
What's it like for parents of autistic children when that educational support suddenly ends?
Parents are scared to death. The number one question is, what will happen to my children or my child after my husband and I die? And along comes with that is, what will happen to him as an adult?
In California, more than 70,000 individuals have been diagnosed with autism. Most of them are children. And over the last 10 years, the number of cases across the country has exploded by more than 80%. That means a tidal wave of autistic adults are on the way, nearly 500,000 over the next 10 years. Brandon's mother is on a mission to help other parents help their autistic children carve out a path to independence.
I have such an admiration for those of you who blaze the trail for the rest of us.
At a recent conference in Orlando, more than 1,000 parents and professionals showed up to hear her keynote speech.
A lot of us become stuck like glue. And how could we be anything else? We're codependent. We allow our children to grow and maybe one day go. They'll have a better life now and after we're gone. So that's good.
And after living on his own for so many years, Brandon had some advice for others dealing with autism.
What do you say to other autistic adults who are a little worried about maybe leaving mom and dad and going off on their own? What do you tell them?
I tell them, look at me and how I've done, and you can do it too.
Last month, Brandon died in his sleep at age 41. No cause of death is known.
I want people to remember that he came here to serve a purpose. He came here to show people that when you're different, you can still be accepted and fit in and be beautiful. He came here to live an independent lifestyle. He conquered it. It was his mission. He did a damn good job, and he left in peace.
Here, in a community that accepted Brandon and all his quirks, he left a lasting impression, serving as a model for other autistic men and women confronting the challenge of succeeding on their own as adults. Chris Puri, Al Jazeera, Santa Monica, California.